Frangie Show on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, we welcome you into a Thursday installment of the program. Frangie and Carline LaSelva with you, loaded up today on a Thursday. I'll tell you a matchup I've been thinking about. The number one ranked rushing defense in the National Football League goes against the best running back in the league. Did you know that? Have you been following this story?
Strength versus strength. Can't wait to watch that.
I can't wait to watch it either. And by the way, the Jags they're first in the league against the run.
Yeah.
Now this isn't sometimes if you see a stat like that 3 weeks in, it's because you got ahead and someone had to pass a lot. When you're 12 games in, your stats are legit. You are what they say you are. So I'm getting excited about it.
Only averaging 82.4.
Right.
I think the magic number is 105. I don't expect the Jags to hold the Colts to what they average, to what the Jags average, allowing 82.4 yards. That's not realistic. But I think 100, if you can keep it to 105 and under, I'm saying for the team, not for Taylor. It can be Taylor as long as no one else has anything else. But if that to me is the magic number, 105. If the Jaguars hold the Colts under that number, they'll win. If it's over that number, Indianapolis will win.
I believe that. I got to tell you,
the Colts averaged 134.4 a game, so they're sixth rushing offense. So basically, what I did is I split the difference, and if the Colts are over that difference, they'll win, and if they're under, the Jags will win.
What a big day! What a big game this is at the bank. I mean, look, we've had some big games. We're 31 years in. It's not the first big game they've ever had there. I get it. But this is a big game.
What would you say this is a top 10 biggest regular season game? Because I'm trying, it's hard for me because I didn't pay a ton of attention, obviously, until I started covering them in 2013. But since 2013, in terms of important regular season games, it's probably second behind the Titans Week 18 game.
I will say this. In my mind, there's two waves of Jaguars football. Two. One was the first 5 or 6 years, and then there was the rest of it. So I don't have to break it up into 8. I can break it up into 2. There was 95 of the expansion team, and then next thing you know, you're in the championship game, and then the next 3 or 4 years, you're one of the best 2 or 3 teams in the league. Nobody would debate that. That's the Coughlin era. That era, and then everything else. And that doesn't mean Del Rio didn't have some good teams, and certainly in 17 they were good. But so if you take away that first 6 years, oh gosh. In terms of important home games, if you take away those first years,
then it must be top 5.
Top 5, probably. Probably top 5.
Maybe solidly in that.
Yeah,
top 5.
I think it is. I think if you take away those first 6 years, I would say this game had. I mean, it's week 12 or week 13, game 13, maybe week 14, game 13, and everything's on the line, man. You're playing for first place. I also believe this. Because it's the NFL, I never, ever, ever assume a win. But I'm going to assume they're going to beat the Jets next week, okay? I'm going to go ahead and assume that one. You never assume a win, but home game against what the Jets have become, I'm going to go ahead and allow myself to assume that, which means 10-4 if they win this week. 9-4 this week, 10-4.
With a chance to win in 11th in the finale against the Titans.
So now you're talking about home field. I don't think you're talking about home field throughout, but now you're talking about home playoff game. Now you're talking about
and maybe a second.
Yeah, and that's right. Yeah, and so you're
maybe the divisional round is here
this game
if there's an upset.
Correct. That's how big this game is, because you're probably headed to 10-4, and you've got a home game left with the Titans. You're almost assured of 11 wins if you win this week.
Can you imagine?
You're almost assured of it.
Even if they did nothing else, even if they just they won Sunday, beat the Jets, and beat the Titans.
It's 11 wins.
They were a 4-win outfit last year.
And it was broken.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you're 4 wins, but you found some hope at the end. It was broken.
Yes.
And so if you think about it. Just think about it. If you win this week, you're kind of assured of 11 wins. And again, it's the NFL.
Right.
I understand that. But as close as the NFL can be when you have home games against the Jets and the Titans, and you've been very good at home, and it's the Jets and the Titans, that's about by NFL standards, that's about as close as you can be to assured. So you win this week, you're at worst probably an 11-win team. And
again, they could go to Denver and win. Denver's offense is really inconsistent.
Who knows what else might happen?
They could go to Indianapolis and win. We don't know what will become of the Colts. So, I mean, it's what I'm really excited about is to your point, you've laid it out really well. Like the offseason was full of stories and developing stories, and it was the wildest offseason that we've probably ever encountered here. But what I think will be really cool about this offseason, there won't be as much news, but the euphoria throughout the offseason, the excitement that this city will have for the Jaguars and looking forward to the season. And I mean, and the trust that the fans will have with the administration. And it's not going to be as much breaking news, which is fine. Yeah. But it is going to be, I think, such a glorious offseason. And it's been a while since we've had that, where you could really soak up the great vibes for a number of months. And again, I think that happens even if it's just what you're saying. Win Sunday, beat the Jets, beat the Titans. That's without winning any of the other games. Correct. And doing nothing in the playoffs, losing in whatever first playoff game you have.
Yeah, and that's where they are. So I think that's where they are. So certainly we're at a spot where it's a big one on oh man, it's a big one on Sunday. I know I found myself saying that a lot, but I mean Saturday night will be a night that you get to sleep because you wake up and it's a football style of Christmas morning. So I'm certainly
what we're going to do on the kickoff show on Sunday morning because it's a big game.
Yeah.
Me and Chad and ET, when we do our brackish vodka segment, we're slamming 2 drinks.
Oh, my God.
We're not just slamming one drink.
It's a 2-drink Sunday.
We're slamming 2 drinks.
It's a 2-drink Sunday. You know, I mean, JJ, I think they got it right. I think if right sitting here on Thursday, not there. I mean, we're 4 days out, but it feels like a 2-drink Sunday.
So is that like 8:30, 9 a.m.-ish?
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
I'll be at church, but I'll make sure to bring some vodka.
I won't be.
Hang on. Choir boy wants to say calm down, okay? That's what he's trying to
But in the parking lot, I might join you.
There you go. So I'm excited.
Say a prayer for my kidneys and liver.
We are excited about today's program.
And the Colts.
Greg McGarity comes by in just a little bit. He's going to talk all about the way the coaching stuff played out, what game he might have. So our Gator Bowl College Football Report is coming up in just a few minutes. I look forward to that. I always look forward to that with Greg McGarity. Brett Hastings comes by at 3 o'clock. Not only sports and courts, but in addition to sports and courts, we're going to preview tomorrow, because tomorrow's our toy drive. We're excited about it. We're headed out to the Ale House at the corner of Beach and Hodges. We'll be there for 2 hours. It goes to 7 o'clock. We're excited about that. We're excited about having you come by and say hello. And please bring a toy for a kid. Obviously, all of these go to Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Northeast Florida. It truly is children that quite often have nothing for Christmas other than this, what you bring them. It's an exciting day, and it means a lot to us, and we can't wait for it. And my goodness, it's a special, special day for all of us. So I can't wait till tomorrow afternoon. I mean that very sincerely. It's a very, very important day for a lot of us. I hope you'll come by and say hello. So Brett will be by to talk about that today. We got our picks coming up today because no J.J. LaSelva tomorrow. We got a Duval County Scholar athlete. We're busy today, Carline.
That's right.
We're busy on
going up tempo.
We are going to go up tempo. A lot to do on the program. We'll start with college football. We'll start with Greg McGarity. He checks in from the Gator Bowl. This is 1010XL at 92.5 FM.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
With so many stars on the field, there's always one that burns brightest.
And when he flashes, he is something to watch.
Who will be this week's Universal Roof and Contracting Offensive Player of the Game?
Watch out
on 1010XL.
Hey folks, it's Frank Frangie for Lee and Kate's Glass, and I think you deserve a spa-like shower, don't you? Get rid of that dirty, dated setup you have in your bathroom. Those old-style showers can be really ugly. Install a gorgeous frameless shower with thick, sexy glass and a free diamond coating protection that's easier to clean, like Rain-X for your shower. Your bathroom will feel like a luxury spa every morning and night. You deserve it. Visit my friends at leeandkatesglass.com.
You're gonna see a big difference.
This is Sheridan Tootin, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, and Dr. Kevin Murphy put my right shoulder back together a few years ago, and I'm still feeling great. Now I'm using PRP treatment for my knee pain. No matter what you're dealing with, if you're enduring any orthopedic issue, my only recommendation is Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Call us at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist if you ever have a need.
Leave pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
He's entered. Open the door to the Jags locker room to bring you exclusive insights and interviews on 1010XL.
This just in.
In the locker room with Hayes Carlyon. Unlocked by Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors.
Hey Jacksonville, Lauren Brooks here for Big Chief Tire. If you need new tires, Big Chief has affordable options to fit every budget and every vehicle. Their team of experts will help you find the right tires and make sure they're installed quickly so you can get back on the road. But don't wait. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule your appointment and explore their great tire deals. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rollin'.
Food that's good for you can taste good too. Flame Broiler has protein-packed bowls to fuel your day. Introducing their new chicken avocado salad bowl. Made with romaine lettuce, rice, cabbage salad, and topped with a delicious house sesame dressing. It's a bowl full of goodness. Eat in, take out, or catered. Flame Broiler is easy to enjoy. Come in Monday through Sunday for happy hour, 2 to 5 p.m. for a chicken mini bowl and drink for $6.95 plus tax. 5 area Flame Broilers to serve you.
Local 234 plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians would like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and thank you to all the members and contractors for their continued support and partnership. Together, they've helped build a stronger foundation for Jacksonville since 1901. Enjoy spending time with your friends and families this holiday season. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Local 234, make the right connection. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your National Builder of the Year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Awaken 180 weight loss. Awaken 180 weight loss. Hacker here for the best weight loss program that I've ever been on. You know, I hear some of my friends telling me about this medication they're on or that medication they're on or this shot they're taking. And I stop them and say, well, wait a minute. I lost over 100 pounds doing it the all-natural way with Awaken 180 weight loss. There was no medications. There was no shot once a week. There was the coaching I received from Awaken 180. There's the plan they put me on, and you see the results. Over 100 pounds of weight loss in less than a calendar year. The coaching I got was phenomenal. Not only did it help me lose the weight, it's helping me keep the weight off now that I'm in the maintenance program. Awaken 180 is the best weight loss program I've ever been on, and I tried them all. Go to awaken180weightloss.com, awaken180weightloss.com, or call 844-346-1800.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
The College Football Report is presented each week by the Gator Bowl with Executive Director Greg McGarity. Here's Greg with the Frangie Show crew.
All right, welcome back. Glad you're with us on a Thursday, brought to you by our friends at Stanley Pools, and we always bring in our friend Greg McGarity. He's on the road today. Are you headed back from Atlanta? Is that where you are now?
I'm on the way. I just passed Valdosta, and it's starting to rain on I-75, so I'm behind the wheel.
All right. Well, we'll get to a bunch of stuff. We want to talk about the game coming up in a bit. But let's start with the coaching carousel, the way it played out. Kiffin to LSU, John Sumrall to Florida. Then you know all the rest. Golish to Auburn and Silverfield. To you know them all. What did you make of it? What jumped off the page for you? Let's start with Kiffin and Sumrall. How surprised are you that they played out the way it did?
You know, I think, Lane, nobody knew. I think I thought he was going to stay all along. I know he struggled with it, but, you know, I was surprised that he left the way he did. I was surprised in the way he left, in the manner in which he left, because you're seeing Keith Carter is salt of the earth. He is a wonderful AD, a wonderful person. And I know his comments have reflected a little bit different than Lane said, as well as the players that were in the room. So, you know, there's a way to exit. There's a graceful way to exit, and there's a way to exit that does you no good from a certain standpoint. So, you know, he's at LSU. We'll see what happens there, but I think Florida landed in a great spot. Sounds like this gentleman has everything together. He's got contacts, experience in the SEC. So I think it ended up the way it should have for Florida. Be thankful for what you wish for, and now, Lane Kiffin's left LSU, and they can deal with all that other off the field stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people in Gainesville now are saying maybe we dodged a bullet. So you think that too, then, don't you?
No doubt about it. I mean, we had some experience with Ole Miss last year, and I'll just say that it was a little bit unusual, but certainly I'm sure he'll do well at LSU. But I just think it turned out great for the University of Florida.
Greg, Mark Schleybaugh wrote a really interesting Kiffin feature yesterday, and in it, he discusses that Florida State made a run at Kiffin. From your experience, being obviously lieutenant AD at Florida and then an athletic director at Georgia, is that a surprise that Michael Alford, the Florida State AD, would pursue Kiffin when he has a head coach in place in Mike Norvell? And then my second part of that question is, obviously, if you're going to pursue that, you have the money to buy out Norvell, so why would Florida State continue with Mike Norvell?
I don't know. That was probably the most bizarre thing of a very bizarro world, was that nugget there, because I think once you make a commitment to someone that they're going to be the coach next year, again, integrity, your communication. I worry a little bit about the communication between AD and head coach at FSU. In light of that, it did actually happen, but who knows if it happened? I don't know if I'd believe a lot that comes out of certain people's mouths right now.
Interesting stuff. So, all right, let's get to the game for a second. Let me ask you this: we love the SEC. I grew up in the SEC. You did. Hayes did. We all did. We grew up watching SEC football. And in 1992, when they went to a championship game, Roy Kramer came up with it. It was the greatest idea of all time. And guys like us that have attended so many of those, it's a magical time. Is the luster gone off of that at all, Greg? Because in all likelihood, both teams are in a playoff and there's bigger goals. Does the SEC championship game mean less now?
Well, I think probably to some fans, perhaps. But I'll tell you this, those kids that are playing in this game and coaching in this game, that's their first goal, is to win the SEC championship. That is goal number one. And I think it's extremely important to those teams. I promise you, if you ask A&M right now if they want to be in the game, they'd say absolutely. You have an opportunity to do things that your institution hasn't done before by going to championships and winning championships. And, I think it's a tremendous moneymaker, obviously, for the conferences. And so I think there are too many things trending in that direction. While some media and fans may not devote all of the excitement they have in the past, I still think it's going to be a great game, and the ratings for all these games on Saturday are going to be off the chart.
I would agree. Let's talk about the Gator Bowl, Greg. So the ACC title game, Duke, Virginia. What would be the best result for the Gator Bowl, and how do you what are the teams that you feel like are at the top of your list on the ACC side of things?
Well, right now, Duke winning affects everything, but it really tells the story there. The bottom line is, if Miami falls out of the college football playoff or doesn't make it, I think they're in the number one spot for us. Okay, if Notre Dame slides down and Miami moves up, then Notre Dame would be to Orlando. And then it would be between Georgia Tech, Virginia, wherever if they aren't in the championship game. And then you could drop down to the 8 wins and 7 win teams at some point. So it's really convoluted. I mean, the easiest thing is for us is Miami doesn't advance, and that would move them into our bowl. Georgia Tech would be difficult because they played Tennessee, or they play Tennessee in Game 2 next year.
Wow.
And Vanderbilt, Georgia Tech played last year in the Birmingham Bowl. So Georgia Tech might get squeezed out. unless Missouri falls into our game. But, on the SEC side, it's really, I think, Tennessee, Vandy, or Missouri, because I think the Citrus Bowl will take Texas to play Michigan. Hey, and if Alabama falls out for whatever reason, they'd probably be in our game. So, because they can't go back to Tampa. They were there last year, and they played Michigan in the Tampa Bowl last year. So they would fall to us. So, I mean, it sounds nuts, but I think if Alabama falls up, Miami moves up. So you could have, Alabama playing, I don't know who, Georgia Tech or somebody like that. So there's just so many combinations, and the first shooter drop will be, around 3 o'clock on Saturday when BYU plays Texas Tech.
Given all of that, who is your chief Let's start with the SEC side. Of all the teams you said, Tennessee to me would be the home run in my opinion. Who's your competition for Tennessee? Is it Tampa, Orlando? I mean, tell us more about where the Vols could land.
Yeah. I think the sentiment is that Texas, Vandy, and Tennessee would be the 3 Florida Bowls. That being Orlando, Tampa, and Jacksonville.
Okay.
The wild card in place is that Missouri played in Nashville last year, and LSU played in Houston last year. So you don't want to repeat. So that kind of throws a monkey wrench in so many things as it affects Missouri, because does that move Missouri to Houston and LSU to Nashville, or does it move Missouri down to us, and does Tennessee end up in Nashville? So there's just so many moving parts, and hopefully we'll have a little clarity after our meeting tomorrow at lunch up in Atlanta.
Okay, so tell me, what is that meeting? Is it a bowl committee meeting, Greg? Is that what it is?
Well, they'll bring all the bowl partners together, and Frank, we'll talk about this year's bowl, but I think it's really focused on 26 and beyond.
All right.
And you think of it this year, I sort of modeled it out. If you had 16 teams in the playoff this year, just by the raw numbers, the SEC would have 7 up. So knowing that 6 teams didn't make it this year, that would only leave 3 teams that would be bowl eligible. So right now you have agreements for 7 bowls and only 3 teams available. So, and knowing on top of that, there'll be 8 SEC teams that have 1 more loss next year because you're going to a 9-game schedule.
Right.
So there's a little concern there about the number of teams that are going to be available from the 10 through the 16 standings in the SEC.
Greg, what's your opinion on the Miami-Notre Dame discussion? If it ends up where it's basically 1 spot for each of those teams, should head-to-head Miami's victory over Notre Dame settle the score?
Well, if all things were equal, I would say yes. I don't know where they are in comparative with the losses. I mean, there's no question that Notre Dame probably has better losses than Miami does in their 2 losses. So, I've always felt like if they felt Miami was better than Notre Dame, they would have already done so. That would have already been reflected in some way. I do think when Hunter said, when you compare them side by side instead of a pod or whatever term he used, I think that gave them some wiggle room to then evaluate them just head to head. And you would think head to head would win out, but who knows what's in the mind. They weren't very transparent in their comments after the reveal, and it just left some wonderment, even that teams could move up or down that didn't even play this weekend. So there's just a lot of uncertainty, which probably adds to the drama, but it certainly muddies the water up for institutions as well as bowls.
All right, Greg, final question. We'll let you get on the road as you head up to Atlanta. Any surprises this weekend? I mean, does Georgia handle Alabama? What happens in Duke, Virginia? What are your expectations for some of these games?
Well, I think in Georgia and Alabama, the only reason Alabama lost to Oklahoma is they had a pick 6 and they had a fumble on a punt return or kickoff return, and Alabama uncharacteristically made errors. And that's what this game usually boils down to: is who makes errors, who doesn't convert in critical situations. I think that's what it's going to come down to: is who can play error-free ball and can just handle the fundamentals the best way possible. I don't know about Texas Tech. You know, they pretty much dominated BYU early. BYU upsets Texas Tech. My gosh, then chaos kind of begins there.
Then it gets crazy.
But it certainly ends at midnight with Virginia and Duke.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting stuff. All right, Greg McGarity on his way for bowl meetings in Atlanta, so he joins us by phone. One last time next week, he'll be in studio with us to set the scene for the Gator Bowl and kind of wrap the college football season. Greg, safe travels, man. Talk to you next week.
Okay, guys, y'all take care. Thank you.
All right, Greg McGarity, the executive director of the Gator Bowl. Let me say this. The more I've thought about this, you can throw out all the other teams and games and scores. If two teams are 10-2 and one beat the other one head-to-head, it would be a crime if Notre Dame gets in ahead of Miami. And I think Notre Dame has a really good team. But they have the same record and they played. How that doesn't knock out every other conversation, I'll never know. I mean, they have the same record and they played.
It's head-to-head is the first tiebreaker in pretty much every element of sport.
They've also played 4 common opponents, and Miami has had a bigger differential in score in 3 of the 4, too. So it's like, and if you want to do it like Notre Dame's doing it, even they lose on that front. It's crazy. And they could just say, well, eye test. Well, my eye test says I think Miami wins if they play. Who cares what the eye test says?
And despite having a better scoring against the 4 common opponent, that
doesn't matter. That shouldn't matter anyway.
That shouldn't matter. That's where I'm going with this. Is that should help the cause. If two teams are 10-2. And they played head-to-head.
Head-to-head settles everything. Yeah, I mean, every sport,
they played a game.
At every level.
They played a game. So I mean, I'm going to hold on to this, and I might be wrong, and I'm wrong a lot. But I think when it finally comes out, someone in that committee is going to have to stand up and say, "Listen, we have to save face a little bit here."
Especially when every single media member is doing like you're doing. It's like consensus opinion, which never happens in
that's
sports.
Because it's common sense. I mean, when it's common, you know when you get consensus or the closest to it? When it's logic and common sense. So I've got to believe if it does come down to those two, well, it doesn't matter. If one's in, I mean,
what they're going to say is the way they'll defend it is they'll say, well, Notre Dame hasn't lost since September 13th.
It doesn't matter.
I'm with you.
I know you do.
I would have Miami in.
You're the messenger.
But
here.
I think devil's advocate, I think if the committee elects to put Notre Dame, that's always been a big thing in college football is also not just who you lost to,
how
when you lost. And Notre Dame has won 10 straight games. But again, there's not a lot of, it's not a murderer's row in terms of the 10 that they've beaten, but that is probably what if Miami gets screwed here, which I think could absolutely happen, then I think that's what they'll hide behind.
I do too.
Notre Dame hasn't lost since the middle of September. They've won 10 straight games. They're arguably one of the hottest teams in the country, and they should play for the national title.
That's what they'll hide behind because it's the only thing they can hide behind.
Right.
Yeah.
They'll say we're not going to let a game from August.
Yeah.
That Notre Dame Miami game was played August 31st.
Right.
We're not going to let a game from August determine the final spot.
Yeah. I'll still believe this, that at some point, forget what the other poll said. The only poll that matters is the last one. And I got to believe someone in that room is going to say, listen, we can't do this. We can't come out and put ourselves in a position where we're trying to explain this. We can't put ourselves in a position where the first question we're going to get is they're both 10-2. The one that won the head-to-head's not in, and the one that lost the head-to-head is in. I don't believe, you go, I was on the road, and it was a long time ago. I don't believe smart people would put themselves in a position to have that conversation.
But they have.
Yeah. No, I know they have.
Yeah.
But I just.
To Greg's point, it's like, do you flip it at the very end when you've obviously had this data in front of you now for weeks, and you keep putting Notre Dame ahead of
we've seen that happen. We've seen a flip at the end. Was it TCU?
I think. Yeah.
Okay. So
and wouldn't it be better to get it right at the end as opposed to just getting it wrong?
What they should
the entire
do,
time?
I know it begets discussion, and that helps ratings. There should only be one poll.
Yeah.
The polls
at the very end.
College basketball doesn't have an RPI poll every week. You can look at the RPI if you want, but they don't have a selection poll. They announce it at the end.
Yeah, the selection committee doesn't come out every Sunday and say, "Here's our 64."
Right. So they should get away with that. But again, and I have no dog in the fight.
But gut feeling, what do you think happens?
I think they're going to put Miami ahead of them.
I think they're going to keep Notre Dame.
Well, everybody thinks that. I'm the only guy in America.
No, I've heard a lot of people with your opinion, Frank, over the last couple of days.
I just think at the end of the day, they're going to say we can't do this. We can't put Hunter Yurichek in this position where the first question he's getting, where the minute he stands up and starts taking questions, 10-2 versus 10-2. I think at the end of the day they'll flip it to avoid that.
Let me give you my quick conspiracy of what I think is going to happen. If BYU wins, or excuse me, BYU has to lose, of course, but if Alabama loses to Georgia, they could move Alabama back one spot and move Notre Dame ahead of them. That way there is still a team between Miami and Notre Dame.
Yeah.
So they could say, hey, we never really compared them one-on-one because Notre Dame is above Alabama. So at that point, there'd be a team between them still. And I'm telling you, I haven't heard anyone say that, but I think if Georgia beats Alabama, they could easily do that, and they could just act like the Miami-Notre Dame thing. Oh, we never had to compare them.
Yeah, to me, but you can't avoid comparing them. I don't care.
I know.
I don't care where you put them,
it's
up,
insane.
down. You have to compare them.
For them, they've been saying the whole time, though, they're in different groups.
I know but again, I think the pushback they've gotten to that silly comment will affect it.
I hope.
We'll see. We'll see. I just think at the end of the day, now look, if they put Alabama in because they played Georgia a 45-44 game and BYU wins and they and Texas Tech both go and if somehow Notre Dame and Miami both get knocked out,
that's fair.
Yeah, even though I think that's two of the best 12 that won't be in it, but I could live with that.
Yeah, me too.
That one I could live with. But we'll see what winds up happening. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, I want you to hear from one of the best defensive players on the Jaguars team, and boy, it's good having him back on the field. That's next. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville. Earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer. Nobody but Nimnick. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right, and they give a bunch back to the community. Visit NimnickBuickGMC.com today to learn more or visit their showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your dedicated partners in justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece. Premium flooring, take our advice. Home of business, affordable price. Driveways, pool decks, garage doors, beautiful patios, and more to explore. Checkmate Coatings, your floor's missing piece.
Ready to take your gift giving to the limit? Hey, I'm Ben Kay, owner of Gotham City Limit, your local comic shop, inviting you to stop by and see how we can help this holiday season. From comics to collectibles, community, and more, visit GothamCityLimit.com and always take it to the limit.
Frank Frangie here to tell you about the coolest new thing, a putting green in my backyard that my friends at Sunshine Turf installed. Sunshine Turf can do the same for you. They'll come to your house, They'll create a custom design for your space, and you'll have an authentic golf course experience right in your own backyard. I freaking love it. Sunshine Turf is family-owned, and they made the process so simple. So visit sunshineturf.info or call them at 904-383-0243 and get a free quote today for your own putting green. Get it from Sunshine Turf.
Gated communities, homeowners association, secure corporate centers. When you need a full-line fence company capable of any size job, you need to think about Duval Fence. They've got the latest and greatest in gate operators and access control systems. Security is huge these days, and you want a gate that operates smoothly, around the clock, every time you hit the button. Count on a company that's been serving Duval and the First Coast for decades. That's Duval Fence. For the latest in gate operators, commercial or residential, check out Duval Fence.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval Drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in Duval!
Next time you head into a Gate convenience store, look for Form Energy Drink, designed to provide energy, hydration, and focus, straight from Dana White and AB, celebrating those who embrace grit, discipline, and resilience in their everyday lives. Check out Form Energy at a Gate convenience store.
The wait is over. Sunday, December 7th, your Jacksonville Jaguars return to Everbank Stadium for a massive division showdown against the Indianapolis Colts. This is more than just a game. It's a statement. Touchdown, Jacksonville! The Jags are back home and ready to turn up the heat in their iconic Prowler throwbacks. Kickoff is 1 p.m., so pack the bank and make it loud. Secure your seats now at Jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you at the bank.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
It doesn't always get the attention, perhaps, that the guys catching the balls do. Certainly, Jacoby Myers was a magnificent acquisition in the free agent period, or in the regular season, I should say. But in the free agent period, I don't know that anybody has meant more to this team than Jordan Lewis. I think he's been that important. I really do.
He's been sensational, and it's been great for the Jaguars to get him back from the neck issue. He played 42 snaps defensively in the win over the Titans on Sunday, and the defense was out there for 59 snaps. Now, obviously, the margin, not everybody played every snap because the Jaguars won so comfortably. But, yeah, it was a good sign to see him get out there, get 42 snaps, and get the rust off. And if the Jaguars are going to win Sunday, Jordan Lewis has to play well against a Colts attack that's very versatile.
Defensive back Jordan Lewis, one of the key leaders of this Jaguars defense, the subject of this Hayes Carlyon one-on-one.
Now, Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors takes you in the locker room.
We're pleased to be joined with Jaguars cornerback Jordan Lewis here on 1010XL 92.5 FM. Man, it's great to see you. How you doing?
Doing good. Excited.
Yeah, absolutely. The defense has obviously really played some great football. What stood out in Sunday's performance in the win over Tennessee?
Yeah, it looked good, man. That's the way we want to play football. We've been on a roll pretty good, defensive stretches, and I feel like, we just got to keep rolling. We're doing some of the same things, and, just trying to, perfect those things.
You guys have obviously had a lot of changes in the lineup, but how much has that helped the group collectively that everybody's gotten some time out there?
Yeah, it's made us stronger. Reps, the only way you get better at football is, go out there and playing football. So getting those live bullet reps, man, it's invaluable, for the stretch. As we try to get to this playoff push. So, having as many bodies as we can that, understand how we want to play football is very important, which we have. And those guys have excelled, in those spots that they've been put in. So, it's really good for our football team.
When you signed here, you may not have expected or known that this situation could come up, but now you guys are 8-4, Indianapolis 8-4, and, massive stakes. How exciting is it to have that opportunity?
Absolutely. That's what we came here to do, play good football, meaningful football in December. We want to go into January, being able to play some playoff football. So that's what we plan to do when Coach Cohen came and got me. He said, just be yourself. And, that's what I coined myself on, being a guy that wants to excel able to excel and, help their teammates, get to the next level. So I'm glad for where we are right now.
You guys are leading the NFL in run defense, and the secondary maybe doesn't get as much credit as they should, for stuff like that. But what's been the key, in your opinion, for you guys being so elite at stuff in the run?
People just being, disciplined, understanding that it's team sport, and not trying to make plays when it's not their time to make plays. Just depending on guys to stay on their gaps and keep gap integrity, and just play really sound football, which we've been doing. So guys don't want the credit; they just want to go out there and play winning football, which we have been.
What stands out about Jonathan Taylor?
Oh man, he can make all the runs. He can make all the cuts. He's explosive. He can break tackles, and he can take the distance, man. So he's extremely dangerous. And they do a few things in the backfield with him when passing and stuff like that. So he's really good in the screen game. So he's just an explosive player that we got to watch out for.
And then they've got a pretty good eclectic group of weapons. The receivers all kind of bring something different. The rookie tight end is doing well. What stands out when you watch the Colts in their passing game?
Yeah, they use Warren, and they use him multiple ways, man. He lines up everywhere. He's really good. He catches the ball. He's strong at the point of attack. He can get the ball and catch it and run. And they got some, Pittman does a lot of things. He's very good with his strong hands. Can run all the routes. And Pierce, he's a playmaker out there. Every time you see him with the ball, he's making an explosive play. And of course, Downs, he's a great route runner, man, and he's tough. And he can do everything, in an intermediate game, and he can take you up top too. So they got some very explosive weapons, not just Jonathan Taylor. They're a really good football team, especially on the offensive side of the ball, and they do a really good job of protecting, Daniel Jones too. And he's been doing a really good job of taking care of the ball. It's a really good offense that we got to go face.
Jordan, it looks like you guys will have Eric back this week. How important will that be for you guys?
That's amazing. That's everything, man. As far as just being communicating on the back end and making sure that we all on the same page, and a leader, and he's a playmaker. So it's definitely a boost to our secondary to have him out there, making calls and making plays. So I'm excited to see him well out there and play.
Jordan Lewis, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck to you on Sunday.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, I think Jordan Lewis, his return has been huge. Eric Murray's return, assuming he plays, and it seems like he's going to. Really, really huge addition, Eric Murray, in terms of how cerebral he is, and as Jordan said, the communication piece. So Jaguar secondary starting to get healthy.
Huge showdown on Sunday. My goodness, one of the biggest ones around here in a long time. Can't wait for the Colts and the Jags. We'll take a break. Headlines are next. Stay with us.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show. From the Harrell and Harrell studio, don't settle for less than you deserve.
Duval is back in the saddle as the Colts trot into town. The Cats ride the ponies in a stampede for the AFC South. Hey, stampede! Giddy up and hold on tight. It's a sprint to the finish line. Jaguars Colts, Sunday at 1 on the home of the Jaguars. 1010XL. 10XL.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
When it comes to your favorite football team, John Osher is oh so sure to find the inside insight to keep you up to date. Wednesdays from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Served up by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? You have questions? Call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Daly's Dash is not only your Jaguars game day stop, but a great place to grab a meal any day of the week. To honor the Jags and the fans, we've crafted the Duval Sub. The Duval comes with freshly sliced turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheese, topped with crisp lettuce, fresh tomatoes, and a double portion of our secret sauce, all served on a fresh roll. Come by your local's Dailies Dash today to get your delicious Duval Sub. Dailies is the official convenience store sponsor of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick. We're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year, and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, you only cost for the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 14th.
We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itppartners.com. ITP Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. It's your last chance to get exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 35% off. That's Lenovo.com.
Lenovo. Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
You see that new welcome offer? Bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. I think we got to jump on this.
What's John Daly think?
I think you got to grip it and rip it.
Grip it?
And rip it.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets. Not a cash offer. Offered by Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Look around and we know you've got options for gasoline, but those other places, they're not in the business of more. At Shell, that's what you get every day. Members get more rewards, more savings, more special offers. You'll even get 10 cents per gallon off of your first fill when you sign up, and save on every fill after that. Choose to get more and more with every drive. Join the Shell Fuel Rewards program today at fuelrewards.com. Offer valid at participating Shell locations. Offer must be redeemed within 60 days of registration. Limit 20 gallons. Restrictions apply. Visit fuelrewards.com for more information.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? Gather round.
It's Hayes' Headlines, presented by Harrell and Harrell. Don't settle for less than you deserve. Hear all about it. Here's Hayes Carline.
Welcome back to the Frangie Show. Before we dive in, want to thank you for a magnificent J-Fund Radiothon yesterday. We raised over $300,000. Take a bow, Jacksonville.
Totally agree. Yeah, it was Jacksonville never lets us down. It's hard to believe $300,000. And thank you to the J-Fund for all they do, for how many families they affect, and for giving us the honor, really, the honor. And the privilege of being a very small part of their contribution to this wonderful community. It was a wonderful day.
$326,721.
That's amazing.
$326,000.
So over $55,000 more than the goal.
Yeah, exactly.
Just incredible generosity.
Really is.
So well done, Jacksonville. We certainly appreciate it. Let's get it to Jags Colts. Trayvon Walker and Parker Washington back at practice today. Good sign. We'll see. Obviously, tomorrow will be where the Jaguars will release the final injury designations, but at least trending in the right way for a couple key players.
Yeah, you never know until Sunday. Both could play, both could not play, could be in between. But yeah, that's right. It's an important game. Here's what I will tell you. That's two cats that are going to play if they can. They're going to try and get on that field. And this is a really, I can't say it enough, a really big game. So everybody that possibly could play in that game, if there's any way they can, they will. I can tell you that.
Let's get to around the NFL. Monday Night Football with the Eagles and Chargers is turning into a bit of attrition. Let's start with the LA side of things. Quarterback Justin Herbert is planning on playing with a broken hand. He had surgery earlier this week. There's even reports that Trey Lance is taking snaps at goal line work. So maybe the plan will be Justin Herbert just operates out of the shotgun, and when the Chargers absolutely have to go under center, Trey Lance will come in. So that is certainly interesting. And then on to the Philadelphia side, star defensive tackle Jalen Carter has shoulder issues. He will miss Monday Night Football. So arguably Philadelphia's best defensive player, LA's best player, and Justin Herbert, their status very well. Carter's out, and we'll see if Herbert's able to battle through it.
It's that time of year, Hayes. It's a physical game. It's a brutal game, man. And you get to December, it's always a battle of attrition. Every team in the league, every radio show that covers the team is having the same conversation we're having, I can assure you.
It's hard to believe we're in Week 14, but it starts tonight, a huge game in the NFC, kind of a loser leaves town match. The Lions and Cowboys are tonight, both teams on the outside of the NFC race, so the winner will be able to kind of hang in, but the loser tonight, boy, the path gets really difficult.
Big game, no question. Two good football teams, two not great football teams. The Cowboys have a little bit of a run going. The Lions have not been quite what they were. But two good football teams. Big game tonight, no question.
Absolutely. Let's get to college football, and let's look at recruiting. Signing day, that window started yesterday. How about this story? It really illustrates that we're just in a totally different world now. A couple of fronts that we're going to get to. The first front, Vanderbilt flipped 5-star quarterback Jared Curtis away from Georgia. Now, that's a hell has frozen over headline.
Yeah, and that's been talked about. That's been bandied about for about the last week and a half. And at one point, Jared said it's not decided yet. Don't decide that don't tell me it's decided when it hadn't. But it is decided. So you're exactly right. That is a gigantic story, and good for Vanderbilt. Good for Clark Lee. They got a little something going.
Yeah, without a doubt. And then the other component to signing day that I thought was really interesting this year is we're seeing classes stick together even after the coach is fired. At least in some places. Let's start with Florida. Florida kept its class, which is shocking. I mean, considering how long they were without a head coach. And I'll credit Billy Napier because obviously he sold on commit to the school, what the school and the program can offer. And for Florida to have, they finished top 15 with just 18 commitments. There's some schools that are ahead of them in the rankings that signed like 35 to 40 players. But I think John Sumrall, I don't know how much credit I give him. But but certainly give the previous staff and this staff. How did Florida hold their class?
Well, you're right. I think number one, NIL deals. People are still getting their money. I think Dave Caldwell made a point to say in the presser the other day, the new GM, that we're going to honor every commitment. That meant not only honor it, but certainly work hard to maintain it. It's not just Florida, but I credit all the schools for it not being a mass exodus. It is Penn State. It was because they don't have a coach. But a lot of places won. By the way, did Florida flip a guy?
They got a guy today.
Where did he come from?
Where was he going
to go?
Yeah.
Where was he going to go?
LSU.
Too bad, Lane. Huh? Too bad. Here's what's going to happen. They're going to play in a championship game. Yeah. I don't even know what that guy's name is. Pick six.
That would be lovely.
Lane.
Sorry,
Lane.
You mentioned Penn State.
Every time I read a story, someone else tells me how Lane lied about something. But go ahead, please continue. Sorry, Lane.
Penn State finished dead last basically in Division I recruiting. They lost their entire class.
Yeah, what are they doing? I mean, listen.
It really does make you feel. Like for me, a Florida fan that was very disappointed in how the search went. Yeah. Like I will say, at least you're not Penn State.
Yeah, and it's not like James Franklin left them a week ago. They fired him 39 years ago.
Yeah,
he was one of the first fired guys. What were they thinking?
And Virginia Tech got half the class.
Yeah, right. But they fired this guy.
Don't you think they just hubristically must have just been convinced that they were going to fire James Franklin and Kirk Cignetti would come running?
They did, yeah.
Or Matt Rule.
But even,
they could have had Matt Rule.
Yeah.
They could. Matt Rule re-upped when he realized he wasn't getting it.
Can you imagine if the meltdown we would be having every day on this show if Florida did not have a coach still?
I mean, the Cignetti thing happened so fast. What in the world Yeah, it almost did. They just miss on somebody? Okay, they thought they were getting Cignetti. He's from Pittsburgh,
but had plenty of time to pivot to somebody else.
It is just a bizarre circumstance. It really. I mean,
really
somebody got to hire a coach.
You would think.
Yeah.
Very bizarre. We will get it to walk-off charities now. The farm at Okefenokee is doing a really cool thing. Sign up for their monthly newsletter at okefarm.com. That's okefarm.com, and select 1010XL when asked how you heard about them. When you do, the farm will donate a new baseball glove to walk-off charities. So sign up to learn more about the events going on at this special property. You'll be giving a kid a glove. It takes less than a minute to do this, and you will be putting a smile on a child's face.
We have some of those, and you ought to see that smile when those kids realize they get to keep that glove. When they put their name on it, a brand new baseball glove that they never thought they'd ever have in their lifetime. I mean that. It's a special thing. So thank you to our friends at the farm, and please sign up for the newsletter. I mean, how hard is that? You sign up for a newsletter.
It literally takes less than 30 seconds.
And a kid gets a glove.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really good stuff. So I appreciate the farm doing that for us.
Absolutely. It's great stuff. We will get you out on our musical note of the day. We've got a current event when it comes to rock and roll, which we don't often have in this day.
I love
and
events
age.
and I love current.
Yes, Guns N' Roses has announced their 2026 tour dates. The closest GNR show will be coming here is Welcome to Rockville in Daytona Beach on May 7th, and the station's been giving away tickets to that, so be listening for all that. This is Paradise City.
Oh, I love it. Guns N' Roses. We'll take a break. Brett Hastings joins us now. Yesterday was the J-Fun Radiothon, so Brett was kind enough to wait today, but he's got a big event coming tomorrow that we're all involved in. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more. Sports and Courts is next.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
This is the game right here. If they're able to make a play.
It's the top of the highlight reel.
What a play!
The Performance Painting High Performance Play of the Game on 1010XL. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Want a fresh and flavorful tailgate this season? Chicken Salad Chick has scratch-made Southern-style chicken salad perfect for lunch, parties, and your tailgate. Order 3 ways at one of 4 area locations. Call 1-833-MY-CHICK or online at chickcatering.com.
Businesses invite you into their store to spend money so they can make a profit. This means that under the law, they have a duty to maintain a safe premises.
Whether it's a leak on the floor, bad lighting, an item falling off a shelf, or if you're attacked on the premises, it doesn't matter.
Stores have a legal duty to keep you safe on their property.
Our responsibility at Farrah & Farrah is to protect you when they don't.
Jacksonville.
Get a look behind the throw with Denny Thompson.
Yeah, I want to tell you what's really happening at the quarterback position.
Denny Thompson is the quarterback whisperer. Friday mornings on The Drill, revved up by George Moore Chevrolet and Tyson Sound and Security on 1010XL.
Do you want to grow your career with a company that's committed to growing with you? Florida Home AC has aggressive plans to double their workforce, and they're looking for determined, resourceful people with initiative. Just log on to floridahomeac.com/careers to find out more.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
The 12 Days of Christmas is back and better than ever at Best Bet. From December 12th to the 23rd, Jacksonville, Orange Park, and St. Augustine are lighting up the tables with our much-anticipated High Hands promotion, giving away over $250,000 in cash. The excitement continues to grow each day, starting at $1,200 and climbing up to $2,300 every hour. See all the exciting details at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Hey gang, Prosser here. Jacksonville homes are selling, but it can take months, and it takes a price lower than you want. Well, getting top price means aggressive marketing, and Chad and Sandy Newman are the Jacksonville experts who have proven systems to drive the demand to sell your home. And they have this unbelievable promise and guarantee. Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. No required costly repairs. Pick your move date. If you need to sell now, Chad and Sandy have instant offers. Fast, easy, and stress-free. You want max price? Chad and Sandy are going to aggressively market your home, and they're going to get it. Anthony and Mary in Palm Coast said, we wanted to move back home closer to family. Getting max price was more important than a fast sell, but we had only purchased our home last year, so we didn't have much equity. After just 23 days of aggressive marketing with Chad and Sandy, they sold our house at the price we needed to make the move. Call the Jacksonville experts you can trust, and I recommend. Call Chad and Sandy at 904-414-6200 or ChadAndSandy.com.
Hey, is your home ready for the holidays? Hick in here. Spots are filling up fast. Lock in yours today at ZeroResJacksonville.com and get 20% off all hard surface cleaning, tile and grout, hardwood, LVP. Happy holidays from all of us at Zero Res.
What if you could pull up to $500,000 in cash out of your home and drop your mortgage rate to 4.99% APR? Hey, Prosper here, and right now at Loan Pronto, they've got the lowest rates in 3 years. With Loan Pronto's rapid equity loan, you can get your cash in as little as 3 days, pay off all those high-interest credit cards, and even skip your next 2 house payments. One client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. Paid off their debt, paid off 2 car loans, saved $2,100 a month. One call, life change. There's no wait, no hard credit pull. You probably won't need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Rates at a 3-year low. Act now. Call 914-999-1508 or visit loanpronto.com for your free instant home appraisal. See how much cash you can get today. Call 914-999-1508. See how much cash you can get today. You can also visit loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. On approved credit, visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
La playa is Spanish for the beach. If you can't remember that, the word Corona also works. Corona, La Playa awaits.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Baker Glass. The Jaguars host the Indianapolis Colts this Sunday at 1 p.m. at Everbank Stadium in a matchup that will decide first place in the AFC South. Fans are encouraged to wear teal or throwback attire to show support. Tickets are still available at jaguars.com/tickets or by calling 904-633-2000. It's 62 degrees at 3:02. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
Now time for Sports in Courts, legal issues in the sports world with Brett Hastings from the Hastings Injury Law Firm. Hit back with Hastings.
Brett Hastings is here, and we're going to talk about sports gambling on college campuses with athletes in a minute, but I'm not going to bury the lead here. We are one day away from the Hit Back Toy Drive. I know you're excited about it.
Hit Back Toy Drive Eve gets me super excited every year. You get a little bit nervous. You really hope that people are going to come out because it matters so much. Every year, you say it, and I swear it's the truth. It just kind of reinstills your belief in humanity. There's a lot of people I only see at the Toy Drive, and they come out every year. And really, our commitment, 1010's commitment, everybody that kind of helps to make it happen is great. It's for these, big brothers, big sisters, calls them their littles. But over 90% of the kids don't get anything other than what comes in this toy drive. So I can't, if I could pick people up and carry them there, I would. If you can't make it tomorrow and you want to drop off a toy, do it at our law firm. We'll make sure that it gets there. If you don't feel like you can get out of your car, let somebody know. We'll come out there and get it. But we put the toy drive right there in close vicinity to that Super Target and Super Walmart. Just want to have some unwrapped toys for children up to the ages of 18. Our preference are things to get them outside, like those walk-off charity gloves that we had said. But, give people gloves, basketball, something that gets you off electronics, gets you out there into experience, brings you into this world of sports. And, it's really literally my favorite day of the year.
And it doesn't have to be sporting goods. It's just a toy. But please bring a toy, unwrapped toy. And, again, we have gotten hundreds and hundreds of them, and we expect the same thing tomorrow. The Miller's Ale House at the corner of Beach and Hodges. We'll be right there on that patio area. You come out there and see us. We got the whole area. We're collecting toys, and we can't wait to do it. So we invite you to come out. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Right. And I've had a lot of people ask why December 5th is that early in the season. But that's really the request of Big Brothers, Big Sisters. And if people don't know how it works, they end up having a shopping party, and it's really why the toys are unwrapped, and so that the littles can get matched with things that they're really going to use and that they're really going to want. So I know it's early. I know it's a Friday. grab a toy. I'm going to buy you a couple of drinks, get you an appetizer or whatever, and do some good. And so, I always get nervous. It's early like that in the season, but I can't tell you how much it means. I'm going to actually bring them this year. I haven't done it in the past, but I get a letter and I get pictures and I get a lot of great stuff that comes back from Big Brothers, Big Sisters. And I'm going to make sure it's out there at the toy drive so people can literally see, like from last year, the children, how excited they are at the stuffs that they got.
All right, let's get to sports and courts real quick. Gambling on college campuses for athletes. Are they allowed to? Are they not? Something just changed? Catch me. I'm all lost.
So we had talked about it. It was sort of a subtopic in a recent sports and courts, and they had changed it. And the NCAA said, hey, there aren't going to be any eligibility issues, and that, student athletes could bet on the NBA and the NFL. And they've now rescinded that. And that was really because the athletic directors and everybody else said, hey, we don't necessarily want to see that. I think primarily driven by 67% of undergraduates have used a betting app, or to go bet. So, they quickly rescinded it. So right now, is it illegal? No. Is it an eligibility issue at the NCAA? Yes. Do we think it's going to stop? No.
We talked about this a couple weeks ago. The Brian Kelly LSU kind of frivolous I'm assuming weren't the least bit surprised that LSU very quickly realized they had no leg to stand on and just paid the full buyout?
100%. You look horrible in a job market and you're trying to go entice somebody, ultimately with a $90 million deal. So that wasn't a positive for him. The other thing is that, I thought what Trace Armstrong did in that instance, getting with Skadnarps, immediately filing a lawsuit in federal court where it's no joke, that it was very quickly, right? It was very quickly a reality, check that was dispensed. I think they talked to the governor and everybody else and said, not only are we going to lose this, we're going to lose it quick. And in federal court, that declaratory judgment action and, those things can happen quick. In federal court, much more than state court, you can prevail without even having to go to the trial or go to some of the other things. So, that was kind of a prediction. You saw it happen. They caved quickly, admitted that, it wasn't for cause, it was without cause. And then I'm sure probably tried to pivot and say, hey, can we maybe structure a different type of payment plan or something like that? That's what I would assume is maybe going on.
Where do you stand? And I'm not a gambler, so I'm not a good person to ask. But where do you stand, Brett, on professional and college athletes, what they should or shouldn't be able to do? I can understand, obviously, you don't want them betting on games they're playing in, and frankly, even in sports they're involved in.
Right.
But would there be harm, in your opinion, if a college football player was allowed to bet on Major League Baseball? If you were making the policy, where would you go there?
I would be more concerned about, say a college football player betting on a pro game on a prop bet with his roommate, from UF or something along those lines.
Because he might have been a teammate with the tight end somewhere along the line.
Right. So, I think the issue is it would go to the integrity of the game if you had information that other people wouldn't have and you went to go bet on it for those reasons. Do I care if a college football player bets on a, Major League Baseball game?
My point.
I don't, So, I think you could potentially carve it back or what have you, But like we said, what's interesting is, hey, the betting that happened back in the day, when Frank Frangie was in Gainesville in the 80s or the 90s, guys might go pick a parlay on a sheet and guys went around. But it'd be really hard to figure out who bet, when, where, and how. Now that it's all done digitally, those things are relatively easy to go and to ascertain. And so I think that drives a lot of this from the athletic directors and the other stuff, because it can be shown or proven real quickly.
I didn't spend a lot of time in college in the 80s or 90s, but I appreciate the thought.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah, without a doubt. What'd you think of John Sumrall getting hired?
I really liked his personality when he came forward. I still wanted an offensive-minded coach. I hope they find a good offensive coordinator, but when you get a good one, then he moves on. And so, that really would have been my preference. If you were going to hire a defensive-minded guy, I really like the intangibles with him. So I think it's a pretty good hire. I still don't like Scott Strickland.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I said the same thing. I disagree with you on Strickland, but I said the same thing. I wanted him to hire Kiffin. And if it wasn't Kiffin, I would have hired an offensive-minded guy who was a sitting Power 4 coach.
Right.
I would have gone offense, and I would have been a sitting 4. I'm excited about Summerall. I thought he was great. I thought he sounded great, but I would have gone with it. Even if it wasn't Kiffin, I would have gone with an offensive-minded guy from a Power 4. But you know what? I am excited about this guy's energy, his charisma. So I mean, look, I root for the Gators. The hell with Lane Kiffin. Right. You know what? He's the enemy now. He's the enemy. I hope he loses every game he ever coaches.
And I agree with that. You know, I feel like this guy has a chance to be potentially a collegiate Dan Campbell, you know, an energy guy and all of that. You know, obviously I think Liam Cohen is an excellent offensive play caller and everything else, but I think more than that, he's a leader of men. Yeah. And, you know, he hasn't been a head coach for a long time, and he went in there and did great.
And he had an edge. And he had an edge to him, which was this guy.
Right.
By the way,
has an edge, and Liam Cohen's a huge supporter of him.
And by the way, the best coach in college football, who also happens to be on his way to probably his third national championship, is a defensive guy. The greatest coach of all time in college football, who just retired, is a defensive guy. Well, so it doesn't mean you can't find him, you know.
Well, your esteemed AD told me I was going to get a Power 4 offensive-minded guy, you know. So that was just kind of what I was thinking was going to happen.
I didn't know you talked to him.
Did he call you? No, that's what I thought he said when he thanked Billy Napier for all the great stuff he did.
Hey, that's just the point. That's what you thought he said. You're probably were you involved in the MOU too?
Oh, no, but it was a finely orchestrated PR event, the other day, and they did address that. So I do think those were the expectations.
You may be one of the ones that told me about the MOU that he was coming.
Somebody had told me that there was.
That's what you shared. Okay.
Right.
Okay. By the way, Florida. The list of misinformation was the greatest of all time. By the way, the list of misinformation about what was happening, greatest in history.
Florida did just announce in the last couple minutes, Brad White is Summerall's defensive coordinator. So that is now official.
Yep.
Summerall hires the former Kentucky defensive coordinator, Brad White. Oh, yeah.
He's giving Florida heck.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good hire.
But it is good that Scott Strickland personally called you and told you it was going to be. I didn't know y'all talked that much. So I'll tell because I do talk to him. I'll tell him you appreciate his phone call.
You got it. You do it.
Tomorrow we will be live at the Ale House. We're certainly excited about that. Brett put this thing together many, many years ago. I was honored to help him build it, and it really does help a lot of children. We're very, very serious about that. And so please come out and hang out with us tomorrow.
We will not talk about Lane Kiffin, Scott Strickland. We're going to talk about the holidays and joy and fa-la-la-la-la.
I'm about to talk about Lane Kiffin right now. I got a list. Okay, you know what Lane Kiffin is against Florida and Alabama career?
I know he's 1-2 against us.
He's a 1-3 against us.
1-3.
He's 1-8 against Florida and Alabama. Okay, that's just 1-8. You know what the one was? Last year this year, when Florida rolled in, there were 3 wins and an interim coach, and the quarterback who led the SEC in interceptions, and the best team in Ole Miss history trailed them in the fourth quarter. Okay, there you go. Take that, Lane! I got time for you. Brett, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, buddy. Back in a moment, 1010 to 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show from the Harrell and Harrell studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Thank you for supporting the Tom Coughlin J Fund on 1010XL and helping families battle childhood cancer with a big lift from Community First Credit Union and the Nimnick family of dealerships and generous challenge matches by U.S. Assure, Florida Backyard, the Lewis family, e-file.com, Dandy Foods, Bari Orthopedic, Dreamfinders Homes, Regency Centers, and the Calford Chop House. The Radiothon raised over $300,000 and will play a big part in helping so many First Coast families.
You've probably heard the saying, it's not how hard you get hit, it's whether or not you get back up. Well, I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and I have a saying of my own. If you get hit with a personal injury or wrongful death, hit back and fight to make them pay. At Hastings Injury Law, we have the experience you want if you or a loved one suffer a car or trucking accident or wrongful death. Just call 904-HIT-BACK and we'll help you get up and hit back. Office is Jacksonville.
Big Chief Tire makes auto care more affordable with 6-month financing through the CFNA credit card. Frank Frangie here. Plus, get $50 off your first purchase when you sign up. Whether you need new tires, brake service, or general repairs, their expert technicians have you covered. With no interest for 6 months, now's the perfect time to take care of your vehicle. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to apply today. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
It's your lemon pepper guy, Leon Cersei here. My friends at Wingstop have the ultimate tailgate for you. Go to 1010XL.com to register to win a 100-piece wing party complete with fries, veggie sticks, and dips. That's 1010XL.com.
Yo, you already know it's your main man ET. And no one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, we have everything from tequila cocktails and an extensive bourbon category to top shelf spirits and cocktails. Served over ice balls, local craft beers, and handcrafted whiskey cocktails. Rounded out with adventurous drink menus, second to none. And don't forget about our 29-degree drafts. Check them out now on Atlantic and Kernan. Twin Peaks, eat, drink, scenic views. Come on, somebody.
I'm Elizabeth Graham, Army veteran and owner of Bright Star Care of Ponte Vedra, West Jacksonville. Veterans caring for veterans, that's where the true understanding begins. Our nurse-led team brings skilled nursing, personal care, and companionship to veterans, seniors, adults, and children right in your home. From daily tasks to advanced care, we help your loved ones stay independent and comfortable at home. Call us anytime at 904-709-4446. Bright Star Care, a higher standard.
Tired of dealing with clogged drains? What about bad smells coming from your pipes? You need to call Duck Duck Rooter, your plumbing pros in Northeast Florida. Duck Duck Rooter can help with any plumbing issue at your home or business. DuckDuckRooter.com.
Next time you head into a Gate convenience store, look for Form Energy Drink, designed to provide energy, hydration, and focus straight from Dana White and AB, celebrating those who embrace grit, discipline, and resilience in their everyday lives. Check out Form Energy at a Gate convenience store.
Need some extra cash for the holidays? Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach is always looking to buy guns, guitars, surfboards, tools, and you know it, gold. Get cash today at Beaches Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Jags fans, arrive on time. The smartest way to get to the bank on game day is the JTA's Game Day Express, sponsored by the Jacksonville Zoo and Gardens. There are 5 pickup locations. Get your $10 pass on the MyJTA mobile app. Visit jtafla.com for details.
What Major League Baseball pitcher holds the record for most career no-hitters and over 5,000 strikeouts?
Just letting your homeowner's insurance renew each year may cost you money. Shop around and you may find a better plan. Let Southern Oak Insurance give you an option at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Nolan Ryan's 7 career no-hitters might be an unbreakable record, but his 5,714 strikeouts certainly is.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
The holiday season is upon us, and Hidden Hills Golf Club would be honored to host your company's holiday party in our warm, spacious clubhouse. Groups of all sizes are welcome. Visit us at hiddenhillsgc.com to book your holiday party today.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch.
Time for the Frangie Show Picks of the Week, brought to you by Ricketts Electric, Jacksonville's Power Connection. The Ricketts Picks start now.
We appreciate our friends from Ricketts, by the way. They were out at the house today, as a matter of fact. 904-320-5960. The best electricians in town, Zach Ricketts and the folks from Ricketts Electric. 904-320-5960. That is the number to call. JJ LaSelva said he's had about enough of us. That's what happened. Last week, he just wore us all out. He was 6-2, had an 8-point week. Hayes was 4-4, a 6-point week. I was 3-5. That's pretty crappy at a 4-point week. JJ, 63-41, 79 total points. Hayes is 45-59, but has 70 total points. I'm 59-46, 69 total points. Hayes Carline has those game picker-uppers. 16 now. JJ's got 7, I've got 6. The money balls, you guys are both 8-4, I'm 7-5. Once again, 79, 70, 69. JJ's starting to pull away again, so he's going to go first. Let's start it off. Duke versus Virginia for a showdown in that Atlantic Coast Conference that the whole nation's talking about. JJ, who do you like?
I'm pretty sure Virginia won the first matchup, which I didn't see and no one else saw. I'm going to go with my boy Manny Diaz and the Duke Blue Devils.
Duke it is. I'm going to go with Virginia. I'm going the other way. Hayes Carline, what say you?
I'm going to go with Virginia, too. So JJ's got an opportunity to widen his lead.
All right, there you go. BYU at Texas versus Texas Tech for the Big 12 title. JJ.
I did watch this game, and Texas Tech settled for like 5 field goals. They should have blown them out even worse. I'm going to go with the Red Raiders.
Hayes Carline.
I'm going to go with the Red Raiders as well, because I know nothing about either team other than Texas Tech has this great linebacker that I'm looking for.
BYU has a quarterback number 47.
Right.
That's about all I know about them.
Is Ty Detmer playing for BYU? Because otherwise I can't get
I know two things. If Jim McMahon has a good game, BYU has a chance. And I'm way behind. I'll take the Cougars. So
there you go.
I'll take the Cougars. Ohio State, Indiana, JJ.
I like Ohio State, and I like Ohio State big. I was shocked that the point spread's like 4 points. I like the Buckeyes.
I'll take Ohio State as well. Hayes? Come on,
I've
Hayes.
always believed in Kirk Cignetti. Everybody knows that. I've never once called him a poser or a fraud on this show, on these airwaves. Give me the Hoosiers to stun the world.
I forgot about that.
And finally, in the Southeastern Conference, JJ, Georgia never beats Alabama. Who do you like? Tried to tee him up there. You think that worked? Did the psychology work? He's beating our butt so bad.
They've both been so average lately. I'm going to go with Georgia, though. I think Georgia's finally going to get it done. I'll go with the Dogs.
Hayes Carline.
Roll Tide.
That's a tough one for Frank.
No, I'm going to take Georgia.
Oh,
there you go.
Lame.
Hey, now if he'd have gone Georgia, I'd have gone Bama.
Okay,
I was going for the game picker upper. All right, so there you go. Let's go to the National Football League. JJ LaSelva, the Packers at home against those Chicago Bears. Who do you like?
Wow, this is very tough. Who's the home team?
Green Bay.
Packers.
I'll go with the Packers.
Packers at home.
Bears are hot, man.
And I know I'm not going to get a game picker upper either way, because no matter where I go, you're going to go the other way. So I figure that out. So I'm going to take the Packers. Give you the chance.
All right, then Caleb Williams, come on down. Ben Johnson's going to be ripping off that shirt again at midfield of Lambeau. He's going to shake hands with LaFleur and start tearing off clothing. Give me the Chicago Bears, the current 1 seed in the NFC.
Wow.
The Steelers at the Ravens, JJ.
I think the Steelers are done. If you saw that picture or video of Aaron Rodgers last week looking bloodied, I'm going to go with the Ravens here.
Hayes Carline.
I'm going to go with the Ravens. I don't feel great about it, but I hate both these teams.
I'm convinced the Ravens are going to win, but I'm in last place. I'll take the Steelers. The Texans at the Chiefs, JJ.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs. That Texans defense really came through for me last week, but I'm going to roll with Kansas City at home.
I'm tying aside. Just settle down.
Sorry.
Okay?
I thought you were looking at me like start
aside.
talking, but I couldn't decipher it.
This one's difficult.
Well, it is, because I'm going to have game picker upper, I think, either way. I'm going to take the Chiefs. Which gives Hayes the game picker upper.
You're taking the Chiefs?
Yeah, so I'll give you the Texans. I don't even have to ask you.
Yeah, I'm going to take that Houston defense to shut down Mahomes.
And finally, the Indianapolis Colts at the Jacksonville Jaguars. JJ LaSelva from North Central Ocala.
I'm going to go with the Jags in this one. I think that the Indianapolis Colts are going to fall off really hard as the schedule gets harder for them. So I'm going to go with the Jags at home.
Hayes Carline.
I'm down 9. I hate to do it, but I'm going to take the Colts here and assume that Jonathan Taylor can get the best of the NFL's top run defense. So give me Indy.
I'm going to give you a chance for the game picker upper. I think the Jags are going to beat the Colts at home like they normally do. So there are our picks. In the college realm, JJ likes Duke. Hayes and I both think Virginia. Texas Tech. JJ and Hayes both take Tech. I'll take those BYU Cougars because I know them so well. Indiana, Ohio State. JJ and I both like the Buckeyes. Hayes is taking Indiana because he knows them so well. The Georgia and Alabama. Hayes likes Alabama because they always beat Georgia. JJ and I both take Georgia in that game. In the National Football League, Hayes has the Bears. JJ and I both have the Packers. I've got the Steelers, which is so comical. The Hayes and JJ both like the Ravens. You got to do what you got to do. You got to try and win. Hayes has the Texans. We both have the Chiefs. Hayes has the Colts. We both have the Jags. Those are our picks. One more time, the standings look like this. JJ, 79 total points. Hayes Carline from the Moss Point Grill, 70 total points. I've got 69 total points. JJ is running and hiding. We're trying to catch him, but it won't be easy. Those are our picks of the day. We got a Duval County Scholar Athlete coming up in just a bit, but can I trash Lane Kiffin a little bit more? Is that okay with you?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay, I told you he's 1-8 against Florida and Alabama. Again, I told you the one win was this year when he beat Billy Goddamn Gonzalez is what he did. Okay, you don't beat Billy Gonzalez.
Oh, that was after Napier.
Yes, his only win only win ever against Florida Alabama was against Billy G.
I think Florida showed up after losing by 31 in Lexington.
Right. Oh, yeah. And took a fourth quarter lead.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you got, Lane. Here's one for you: Florida, Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Auburn. Which of those teams, JJ, does Lane Kiffin have a winning record against?
None.
None of them, JJ, okay? None of them, hey. Did you see? Zero. You know,
what are the schools again?
Florida, Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Auburn. He has
the Auburn one actually is interesting.
2-3. He's 2-3 against Auburn.
And Auburn's been
now that's 2-2 as the Ole Miss coach. They don't play him every year. That's 2-2 as the Ole Miss coach, and 0-1 as the Tennessee coach. Okay.
Oh, Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm counting them. Okay, if I can count a loss, I'm counting a loss. Overall, he is 8-16 against those 5 teams. Okay, 8-16. If at Ole Miss, he's 7-13 against those teams. At Tennessee, he was 1-3 against those teams. Doesn't have a winning record against any of them. So I just wanted to point that out. Lane,
and really has no significant. Again, I'd have hired him in a second, and I would have never mentioned a GM to him.
Yeah.
So you know, but I will say, like, he also doesn't have a lot of high-profile non-conference wins.
Right. Yeah.
Like if you look at their Ole Miss has been doing. Ole Miss has sort of been in that. What bad SEC teams do, they're like, well, we need to make sure we just qualify for a bowl game.
That's correct.
So our out of conference is going to be
three
like
easy teams.
3 total gimmies.
Which they almost blew it against Washington State this year.
Right.
He does have 2 Conference USA titles at Florida Atlantic. That's his claim to fame.
It is a good point.
Nice
like,
conference. He does. He's a heck of a conference.
What
USA.
are Lane Kiffin's top 3 wins in college football of significance?
Georgia last year,
right? And that's by the way, that's about it. That's about there.
And then I think he's beaten a bad LSU team.
Yeah, he beat Georgia. Right. But LSU, he's never beaten LSU when they were particularly good. He's beaten 3 times, but he's not beaten a good LSU team. The Georgia win at home last year was his signature win. That's it. 8-16 against those teams. Let me point that out. The greatest coach of all time.
He would have been fantastic in Florida, though. I still think it would have been. Lane Kiffin at Florida, I think it would have been.
The fit was too perfect.
I know.
Like the offensive guru guy, the school that loves offense.
Yeah.
Like,
here's what I tell you. He said no.
He did.
No, I get it. I mean, look, John Sumrall hopefully will be outstanding.
Yeah. If he and by the way, say all you want about the GM Strickland, blah blah blah. The truth is, he got an offer and said no. If they hadn't have offered him the job, then I might have thought, okay, I'm not going to be this. He could have said, hey, I would have taken it. They didn't want me, right? But because they wanted him, he didn't.
Well, let me tell you something that Matt Hayes said on XL Primetime today that had my interest. So we all know that Charlie Weiss Jr. went back to Ole Miss to coach the potential playoff run. So he obviously felt bad about, hey, just getting up and leaving all these players. So he thinks that he wants to leave the whole Lane Kiffin camp.
Right.
So that makes a potential hire for him at Florida to be the OC. That would be massive.
I'd love that.
Hire.
He's a good coach. I'll take that tomorrow. I don't think he's. I think they've narrowed it down to 2 or 3. I think the last thing we heard was Bell, Buster Faulkner, Brian Daboll. Daboll's in play. I would put my money on Buster Faulkner. I think Buster. My guess is that he's going to be the next AD. By the way, I will tell you this. Joking aside, it's sad the whole Ole Miss Kiffin thing because the players can't stand him. He says, "Well, I wanted a coach, but they wouldn't let me."
It's sad that we have a playoff team, from the SEC that's not going to have their freaking coach in the playoffs.
Would you listen
and a team that's never done it?
Would you listen to an argument of don't include them?
Yeah. Don't.
I mean, we've had it with Florida State as the precedent, but
it's not fair to the kids. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I would hate to see that, man.
But I can tell you. But he says, hey, I wanted to coach them. The players wanted me to coach them, but the administration said no, and the players said that's not true.
Yeah,
we didn't want you to coach them.
I'm sure there's like 100 players. There's probably lots of opinions.
But let's say the 3 of us are on the committee and we're deciding, would you pick Notre Dame or Miami to beat Ole Miss with Ole Miss not having Lane Kiffin?
Yeah,
I would pick them to beat them. Yes, but to overtake them in the poll with only 1 loss.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen either.
Yeah,
and I don't think it should happen. But it is an interesting discussion.
Dude, when they let Florida State out, that opened the door for anything.
Right. Well, and they got so much pushback that
they probably won't.
That's why Record will always win now, because the one time they didn't let Record win, FSU, they got so much, as they should have. So, by the way, all this is why they need to the 16. Once you get to the 16, both Notre Dame and Miami would be in. And I know people say, well, that point, then 17, and 18 will argue. Yeah, but that's a different argument.
Or if we didn't have the Power 5.
That's what I think. Ditch the. I mean, if there's an undefeated program that comes out of that level, then yes, they should be the 12th seed. But it should not just be a given. Like, if those teams have lost a game, they don't deserve a chance at the national title. And I don't know why that's not being inclusive. If they go undefeated, one of them goes take the best undefeated team.
At-large pick. If they're that good, they'll pick them as an at-large.
They shouldn't just automatically get a spot.
I can live with that.
And anyway.
I think they're always going to. But so when you get to 16, it won't stick out as much. But I don't disagree with that at all. We'll take a break. Our Duval County Scholar Athlete is next.
It's the ride home with the Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
Go! Your play-by-play home of Bulldogs football is 1010XL.
The Bulldogs State Championship chase continues against Cardinal Gibbons. Friday night at 7 on 1010 AM.
Welcome to the bundle event. Entering now our undisputed tag team champions, the mid-size SUV and the mid-century modern. Together with a State Farm agent, this auto and home duo are a powerful force of savings, service, and customizable coverage. Now, let's get ready to bundle.
Call State Farm agent Scott Hobson in Ponte Vedra at 904-479-9000.
Availability and amount of discounts and savings vary by state.
David Garrard here. Playing in the NFL can put a lot of wear and tear on your body, especially your knees. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has kept me mobile and ready to tackle every day.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
This is former NFL quarterback David Garrard. If your knees have taken a beating and you're finally ready to do something about it, then let Southeast Orthopedic take a look. Come on, do your knees a favor.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
This holiday season, give the gift of comfort and joy. Comfort food and the joy that comes with digging into a huge plate of diner favorites from Metro Diner. And to make things even more merry, now through the end of the year, they're adding on a $10 bonus card with every $50 spent on gift cards. Metro Diner gift cards are the perfect gift for everyone on your list. Friends, family, or coworkers. Stop by the diner or metrodiner.com and get all your gift shopping done easily. Happy holidays from Metro Diner.
Come to Monahan Jewelers' 48th annual holiday sale now with up to 30% off on GIA certified diamonds and up to 40% off our entire store. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. We're not a big box store. We're your local family jeweler with an amazing hand-picked inventory for every budget. And with interest-free financing, enjoy beautiful jewelry with a low monthly payment. Support your local family jeweler this Christmas with up to 40% off our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach open 7 days a week in December.
I'm Brendan with Checkmate Coating. Pool decks, driveways, garages, patios, we coat them all to make your neighbors jealous.
Checkmate Coatings. Your floor's missing piece.
Your home is your sanctuary where memories are made. Jack's homeowners trust Superior Fence and Rail to make their home feel safe, secure, and complete. Imagine a classic wood fence for privacy, sturdy aluminum to protect your pets, or a modern vinyl design that boosts curb appeal. Every fence is built with precision and pride, standing strong in every season.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just a job, but an experience, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
Are you searching for a career in the HVAC industry? Florida Home AC is looking for an A-team, full-time positions for qualified individuals to train for HVAC service technicians, install mechanics, and sales consultants. Just log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and click on careers to find out more. We're talking great compensation, a 5-day work week, no downtime in the off-season, and a company-provided vehicle. Check it all out at FloridaHomeAC.com/career. That's FloridaHomeAC.com/career. Equal opportunity employer.
town. Advanced window tinting for your home, business, or vehicle using 3M Sun Control window film lowers cost, heat, glare, privacy, and security. 10% off if you mention this. Holiday gift cards available. Advanced window tinting, 262-9919.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since '87.
It is time for our Duval County Scholar Athlete of the Week. It is Olivia Gamble from Mandarin High School. Hey, Olivia.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We were talking a little bit about your high school football career, your flag football career. You play basketball and flag football.
Yes, sir, I did.
Flag football is the go-to, right?
Yes.
We're going to make you tell this story again. Tell us about a couple interceptions that stood out to you, and then I'm going to ask you about your total numbers. But tell us about some games that really stand out.
The number one game that really stands out to me is our Gateway Conference Championship game against Fletcher. That's my really flag football debut.
Yeah.
And I had 2 interceptions coming off the bench, and the first one was just amazing. I was just in the right place at the right time. I got my first interception. It was a crazy feeling that I'll never forget. And then the second one was a diving interception in the end zone, which unfortunately we didn't get to win that game, but it was still a crazy game overall for me.
Very cool.
And how many interceptions now in your career?
8 interceptions.
8?
Wow.
8 interceptions.
How about that? Any pick sixes?
No pick sixes.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
impressive.
Yeah, the first thing she said is she came off the bench to get those 2 picks. Hopefully by now that coach has been fired. Okay. Oh, well, hopefully that's done by. Hopefully let's get to the bottom of that. So tell us a little bit about basketball. Play a little basketball too.
Yes, I do.
Tell us about how long you've played that basketball.
I've played basketball my whole life. I've been playing since I was about 5 years old.
Okay.
I started playing in just a little church league by my house, but soon I started getting into more travel and more competitive levels of basketball.
In terms of flag football, what got you interested in giving that sport a try?
It was really mainly my friends. A lot of my friends played flag football. A lot of the basketball girls were playing it at the time, and I was like, you know what, might as well. I used to play softball, but then I stopped playing softball, so I was like, spring's wide open for me. I might as well give it a try, and I ended up loving it and being really good at it.
So basketball first. And then you picked up flag football.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very cool.
Just last year.
Very cool. Now, you were telling us that there's some ways to do that, and it's now a college sport at some schools. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so flag football is starting to become a bigger thing, and it's being talked about becoming in the Olympics, but it's in some D2 schools, some D3 schools, and some JUCOs.
Very cool.
When you look at your college process, what are some schools that you're applying to?
Right now, I'm applying to Georgia State, Georgia Southern, USF, and a couple other schools in Florida.
Tell us what you want to do. What are you thinking about studying, and where you want to go with your kind of career and life and all that?
I'm thinking about studying graphic design and getting my real estate license to eventually become a real estate agent.
Very cool. Tell us why. Why does that intrigue you?
I've always been interested in that type of stuff. I really enjoy talking to people, and I've always loved just like the design aspect of like houses and like just decorating in general.
Very cool.
In terms, you said you've been accepted already to a couple schools, correct?
Yeah, I just recently got accepted to Georgia Southern and USF, and those are one of my top schools, so it's very exciting to get into those.
That's awesome.
That is very exciting. Okay, so where are you? What season are we in now? Basketball?
Winter. Yes, basketball.
Okay, and when's flag football?
Flag football's in the spring.
All right, so flag football, your last year of flag football's coming up. Okay.
It is.
How good are you going to be? You guys going to be good?
I think we're going to be really good. We got a couple of transfers from St. Augustine into Coy, and I think our team's really going to be way better than we were last year.
Yeah, that's 8 career interceptions with the season left.
I was going to say,
okay. That's Hall of Fame.
That's got to be school record stuff.
We're headed to the Hall of Fame. Well, Olivia Gamble from Mandarin High School, terrific student, a terrific basketball player and flag football player, our Duval County Scholar Athlete of the Week. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
All right, back in a moment to wrap the program after this. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show from the Harold and Harold studio. Don't settle for less than you deserve.
To get this thing unwrapped here. Duval! Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval? That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. Johns County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Daily Stash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar and habanero jack cheeses, lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Daily Stash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Daily Stash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Daily Stash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Hey, Jags fans, Tommy Mack here. Crown Royal is the official whiskey of the Jacksonville Jaguars. This season, it's not game day without the generous spirit of Crown Royal. Whether you're at the tailgate, in the stands, or watching from home, Crown Royal is the reason and the reward for coming together. Grab a glass with Crown Royal Rig at a stadium near you, because we'll be sharing the generous spirit with fans across the country. Crown Royal, fueling game day with generous spirit. Visit crownroyal.com/Royal Rig on the Crown Royal Rig Tour. Please drink responsibly.
Hey, it's Brent with Arcosa Crushed Concrete. If you've got concrete or asphalt rubble on your site, let me buy it from you, and I will recycle it into construction material for your future projects. Arcosa Crushed Concrete. Get paid for what you don't need.
Hey, it's Frangie. Business owners, listen up. If your plumbing or AC company keeps giving you the runaround, it's time to cut them loose. Call my friends at Duck Duck Rooter. They already partner with some of the biggest commercial operations in Northeast Florida, like the Jaguars and station operations. Their office team makes invoicing a breeze, and their field techs, top-notch pros. Make the switch today. Duck Duck Rooter, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Call 904-862-6769. 904-862-6769. Tell them Frank sent you.
This is Richard Miller with your Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles Update. Showtime is proud to be a participating store again for the Topps MVP buyback. Bring in your eligible 2025 Topps Chrome cards of Ohtani and Judge for same-day store credit. Topps MVP buyback at Showtime Sports Cards and Collectibles. Update your collection.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
It's a Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. Since 1988, the experts in pools, pavers, screen enclosures, it's Stanley Pools.
All right, and let me very quickly, since we played the sounder, but I blew it because I was talking, tell you where we've been on the show today. So I'll clean this up for you, JJ, if that's okay. Our cool down today, obviously we've talked a lot of Jaguars football. We're very excited about Jonathan Taylor running against the Jags, and the Jags stuffing him, and the Jags, I think they're going to beat the Colts, but that certainly is the big story today. Greg McGarity, the executive director of the Gator Bowl, joined us by phone, and we certainly appreciate that, as he always does. Brett Hastings came by. Sports and Courts, terrific as always, talking about betting by college athletes and where that thing's headed. We had our Duval County Scholar Athlete of the Week, and it was certainly nice to meet Olivia Gamble. So that's where we've been over the course of the program, and that is the cool down today. Final segment of the program. I am Hayes. I'm very excited about Sunday. We'll talk a little bit more about it, obviously, tomorrow when we're live at the Ale House. But these are moments that you earn. And the Jaguars, by being an 8-4 football team, it's really still hard to believe if you think about the fact Tony Baselli, our buddy, is a first-time executive vice president. He's never done that before. James Gladstone, a first-time full-time GM. Now, he's been in the GM world forever under Les Snead and learning, but he's never run the show before. And Liam Cohen, a first-time head coach. And you took all this newness from an organization that only won 4 games a year ago, and that at least felt broken at the time. And these new cats come in with confidence, with some of a sort of a social awareness, sort of a regular guyness, if you will. And all of a sudden, they have a really, really good National Football League team. It's pretty amazing if you think about it. If you think about how this all came together. And the fact that this is a really good football team. They're 8-4 in the NFL, and I'll say it again. If they win Sunday, and that's a tough ask, they're technically a home underdog. It's going to be a hard game to win. I think they're going to win, but it's a hard game to win. But if they win the game, they're going to beat the Jets the next week. I'm confident of that. You're going to blink, and this group's going to be 10-4, doing it for the first time. It's really pretty amazing. If you really step back and think about it, and they would all tell you it's way too early to step back. They'll step back when it's all over and look back maybe and reminisce a bit. But if you really think about what they've done and how they've done, it's pretty amazing. Honest to God, it's pretty amazing stuff.
I think it's incredible because we're in December, and I think you can pretty much rule out this season being viewed as a failure. Like if they struggle down the stretch and they come in at, I don't think they're going to lose out, but even if they did, as disappointing as that would be, well, you doubled your win total. I mean, it would be very disappointing for it to end with them not getting another win, because obviously that'd be losing to the Jets at home, that'd be losing to the Titans at home. I really don't see that happening. I mean, I don't think that that's really in play. So once you get beyond, I get mathematically it is, but I'd be shocked if that's where it ends up. My point in all this is they've eliminated this being anything but a successful season. Now it's just a question of how successful. Is it, they had a winning record. They went 9-8. That's pretty good. Missed the playoffs, and that's unfortunate. But, going into next year, you feel like, they should be in contention for it. Or they're going to make the playoffs as a wild card, maybe not win the division, but be in as a wild card, which would be a tremendous success. Or they're going to win the division in their first year and host a playoff game. Remarkable. So what I think is so incredible to me is that with 5 games still to play, they've basically eliminated this being a disappointing year. And again, even if they just get the Jets and the Titans wins, to get to 10 wins, which would put them in, there's no way with the tiebreakers the Jags have, 10 wins, they would be out of the tournament. It's been a wildly successful season and could become an incredibly special season, one of the best seasons in terms of expectation versus result that we've ever seen here.
And just as important, or similarly important, is the fact that it could be the beginning of a run. Trevor Lawrence is getting better. I'll say it again. He just turned 26 years old. You can see the growth. I can see it. It looks like if they re-sign Jacoby Myers, which they need to do, and they pair him with Parker Washington and a little bit of a re-emerging Brian Thomas Jr. And, oh, by the way, this guy Travis Hunter, who they traded up to get with the second pick of the draft, they've got a special receiving core. The offensive line, I tell you what, they better find somewhere to play this guy Cole Van Lannon, because I would re-sign him. He might be their best lineman. He's played. You realize he's played when he plays left tackle, he's played 4 of the 5 spots.
It's amazing.
I think he's one of only 9 players in the last 20 years to do that. Did you know that?
I didn't realize
one of only 9 players in the last 20 years to play all 4 spots for a team over the course of a season, which he will do it and start at them all. If he winds up starting at left tackle at any point, he will then have started it all. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, there's something special there. They've got a lot of draft picks, and they've created the Tyson Campbell deal. Whether Greg Newsome stays or not, they created a lot of dollars to go after free agents. So they're going to be very active in that defensive tackle spot. They're going to be active in the defensive back spot. This is the start of something, Hayes. It's the start of they're 8-4 in year 1 of this regime, with a lot of work left to do. They would tell you from a personnel standpoint, I'm not trying to knock anybody on the team now, but there's a lot of work left to do. So who knows where this thing could go in the next 2 or 3 years, too.
Yeah, and obviously they don't have a first-round pick, but they've still got plenty of ammunition. I mean, I still think they're, it's a minimum of 11. They may even still have more than that.
It was 12. It was 13 at one point. It was 12 recently.
It might be 12.
Maybe
but
it's 11 or 12 picks.
Right, with what we've seen from this group so far, LaQuint Allen, 7th round pick.
Jonah Monheim
7th round pick. I mean, it gives you a lot of hope that, okay, yeah, they may not have a first round pick, which, oh, by the way, Cleveland, you're getting probably a top 20 pick, a pick in the 20s. You're certainly not getting a top 5, right, top 10 pick. That's mathematically out of the question now. So, so that's certainly a good thing for the Jaguars. But yeah, I mean, as you look at it, I have a lot of confidence that this group can find mid to late round gems that the league is sort of sleeping on in the draft process, and they can come in and contribute right away. And they're just getting started. And to your point, they're not in any dire cap situation. They're going to have a lot of dead cap that's going to come off their books as well. So, and the other big part of this is now it's going to be viewed as a place where you can go and win. It's maybe not on the level of, the teams that compete for the Super Bowl, assuming the Jaguars don't get that far, but it will be viewed in the eyes of free agents as, hey, this is a good place. This is a place I can go and be playing meaningful football late in the year.
Yeah, so it's a great start, a great starting point for this team and what they are. And again, can't wait till Sunday afternoon. I think it may rain, maybe a drizzle.
Who does that benefit?
Well, they both run the football, but I've got to believe a team that plays all of its home games indoors isn't as good outdoors as a team that plays half their games outdoors. Now, that's trying to add common sense to it.
That's a good point.
I think more times than not, weather affects the worst, helps the worst team play better, and these two teams are pretty evenly matched, I believe. The records certainly say that. And so, but I think if a team is accustomed to playing indoor games, I don't get the sense that the Colts are a big physical beat-you-up team. Even though they run the football, this isn't the Ravens or Steelers of old, the Titans of old, which are what the Jaguars are trying to create. So my guess is the Jaguars will be the more physical of the two teams, and if indeed they are, Hayes, I think weather, if there's weather, it would affect them. Look, Jonathan Taylor is probably the best back in the league. The Jacksonville Jaguars lead the National League in rushing defense if you go by yards per game. They lead the league in rushing defense. That there's something to that, by the way. They lead the league. So they've been very good against the run. A guy that's played really well of late and did not play well in the first game or two. Devon Hamilton's playing really well.
Oh, yeah.
Not just knocking down the pass against the Raiders. He has really anchored their run defense. He's got a lot to do, and their run defense will get better if Eric Murray's back. He's a physical run support safety. So no, they've played at a very good level. So again, we can't wait to start. That starts right around the corner. It's on Sunday afternoon. Speaking of right around the corner, Jaguars HQ comes up in just a few moments. So we'll have Jaguar programming come up in just a bit. Tomorrow we will touch a little bit on the college stuff. What happens going forward? Florida's now hired a defensive coordinator. That's the only assistant. What does Florida State do now that the word's out that they tried to get a coach?
I'd still fire him.
Yeah, but
I'd fire him tonight.
But it doesn't sound like they're going to. So since they're not going to, what do they do? Do they? I can't imagine. They're not going to fire the coordinators again, are they? They just did it once. So I don't sense that they're doing that again. I wonder.
Oh, I heard that they're getting a new OC and they're going to pay him a couple mil to get out of here.
So
I could be wrong, but that's what I heard the other day.
No, it could happen. So do you got the coordinators again? Do you bring in a GM like people are doing now? I mean, I wonder. You know what I mean? I just wonder.
They just need to fire Mike Norvell. But that's what Florida State needs to do. You obviously had the money.
I got
because you were going to go get Lane Kiffin if he was interested. So if you have the money, fire Mike Norvell and fire him immediately.
Right, but assuming they don't, because I don't think they're going to.
And who would they hire?
Yeah, but assuming they don't,
anybody.
Assuming they don't fire him, because I don't think they're going to.
Go get Dillingham.
Yeah.
But again, assuming they don't, what do they do? Do they fire coordinators again? Do they bring in a GM? I mean, it's a serious question. I mean, I wonder what winds up happening, because I don't think they're firing him. I think if they're firing him, they would have by now. So assuming they're not going to, I really do wonder how they shake it up, because we hear about this shakeup. I just wonder what they do.
I agree, but I don't know that there's really anything they can do to instill confidence from the Seminoles fan base.
So whatever they do, it's not going to move the needle very much. I don't
think bringing in a new GM and a new OC is going to pack that building when Campbell rolls
At least if you had a GM, you'd be ready next year.
But do they go
to fire him and have a guy already in place to do the hiring?
And they got to go find another portal quarterback, right?
Yeah.
I can't imagine they got anybody there ready to play. Right, so
I mean the Sperry kid they didn't even look at. He got to play like what for
one game,
half,
I think.
maybe
one
something.
half of one game.
I mean, so it's hard to find a lot of reasons for optimism.
Yeah, and I think now everybody, to your point,
Week 1 Alabama next week or next year, by the way,
in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah,
that'll be good. So they'll start 1-0. So but to your point, since there's no confidence in Norvell, they're firing him next year. So how many moves can you make this year when everybody knows it's blown up next year. I mean, it's just a weird dynamic. Jaguars HQ comes up right now. JP Shadrick and company will have that for you. We'll be back tomorrow. Remember, live from the Ale House between Beach and Hodges. Come see us. Please bring an unwrapped present for a kid. You'll be awfully glad you did. We're out of here. For Hayes and JJ, I'm Frank Frangie. So long.